well, preacher, if I'm going to love my neighbor like this Good Samaritan, not only do I need to see the needs, but I've got to sympathize with their pain. Too many of us as believers, we don't sympathize with people's pain. Isn't it amazing how we can see how people are hurting and it doesn't faze us? I really do believe that living in Chicago can desensitize us sometimes to the pain of others. We see so much bad news on TV and on the news channels. We come across so much violence and so much decadence and filth in our society that it has desensitized us. So much so that we don't even feel the compassion or the pity that we need to feel when people are hurting. But if we're ever going to love our neighbors, those who are around us, those who God has placed before us, we must be the people who sympathize with other people's pain. Listen to what verse 33 says in the English translation. When he saw him, his heart was filled with compassion. When he saw him, his heart was filled with compassion. When he saw this brother have a need, his heart was filled with compassion. When he saw this man who had been beaten, when he saw this man in pain, his heart was filled with compassion. And let me just tell you the reason why I'm on this roof. Don't get it twisted. It's because my heart is filled with compassion. I sympathize with the mother who loses her son before he even graduates from high school. I sympathize with the father who loses his only son who before he even reaches the age of maturity. I sympathize with those who have lost loved ones and been shot by gun violence. I sympathize with that, and because I sympathize, it causes me to action. The Bible says in Galatians chapter 6, verse 2, share each other's troubles and problems. And in this way, you obey the law of Christ. Let me tell you this. It's more than just shouting. It's more than just screaming. It's more than just being in a church service. But one of the things that we've got to do, we got to share in each other's troubles. We've got to share in each other's pain. Can I encourage you the next time you see somebody hurting, the next time you see somebody in pain, don't just see it, but sympathize with it. Have compassion, because you never do know the next time it may be you. It may be you next time having to go to the Cook County Hospital to see your son in a bag up to his neck, having to identify him. It could be you next time. I pray that it's not, but it could be you. Next time having to go to a hospital with all of your loved ones there and not knowing if your child is going to make it because they've been attacked by some violent act. It could be you. I pray that it won't be, but it could be. So the next time you see someone hurting, the next time you hear about a need, do something about it. Can you just reach over to your neighbor real silently and tell them, do something about it? Do something about it. That's how we fulfill the law. That's how we fulfill the law of Christ. That's how we love our neighbors. That's what love is.